Assalamu alaikum, my dear biologists. Welcome to your class of biology. Today, we are going to study about the five kingdom classification system. You must remember that previously we have done about two kingdom system and three kingdom system. But there were some confusions, there were some drawbacks in those systems. So that's why they are reformed and now we get another system which is five kingdom classification system. At the end of today's lesson, we will be able to learn about the basis of five kingdom classification system and the modifications in this system. Five kingdom classification system. It was introduced by Robert Whittaker in 1967 and it was developed as a solution to the drawback in the three kingdom system. It is formed keeping in view the similarities in the cell types. Basis of five kingdom system. The levels of cellular organization, whether the organisms are prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means that they have not well defined membrane bound organelles, right? Or they are unicellular eukaryotic. Unicellular means they are formed by one cell, and eukaryotic they are membrane bounded organelles. Multicellular eukaryotic means more than one cells, and eukaryotic same that the cells are membrane bounded organelles. They are having mitochondria, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, Golgi apparatus. All these organelles which we have studied, they are present in the eukaryotes, and in the prokaryotes there are no membrane bound organelles and only the chromatin material is spread in the center in the cytoplasm. The principal modes of nutrition. So the basis of five kingdom system are two: the cellular organization and the modes of nutrition. The modes of nutrition. There are three principal modes of nutrition, and these are photosynthesis, absorption, and ingestion. Photosynthesis. We know all green plants they produce their own food by the process photosynthesis. Absorption means to absorb. There are many prokaryotes and many unicellular organisms we have studied that they absorb their food. We also know that the roots absorb water from the soil. Ingestion means to ingest the food. Now look at the figure. These are the plants, they are getting the sunlight and they form their own food by process called photosynthesis, and these plants are called autotrophs because they synthesize their own food. From the plants all the animals get energy. You can see the animal, it is eating the plants and it is called heterotroph because it ingests the plants and it cannot make its own food. Modifications in the system. In 1988, in this five kingdom system, modifications were formed by scientists named Margulis and Schwartz. The same five kingdoms were as proposed by Whittaker were called by them also, but they gave some modification. According to them, this system was based on three bases. Apart from mode of nutrition and cellular organization, they included the genetics. Genetics is the study of genes. And we know that the genes are present in all the cells on the chromosomes. Now, the five kingdoms which were proposed are Kingdom Monera, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Plantae, and Kingdom Animalia. Distinguishing features of these five kingdoms. All the organisms were divided into two categories. One is prokaryotic, others are eukaryotic. On the left, it is written prokaryotic. Prokaryotic means the organisms which do not have membrane bound organelles. The all prokaryotic organisms are included in one kingdom, that is kingdom Monera. So if anyone says about that I saw a prokaryotic organism under a microscope, you must remember that it belongs to which kingdom? It belongs to only one kingdom, that is kingdom Monera. Now, the eukaryotic organisms are further categorized into two types, unicellular and multicellular. If the eukaryotic organisms are unicellular, means they are formed only by one cell. It means they are included in the kingdom Protista. They are the protists, like amoeba. All the multicellular organisms now, these multicellular organisms are further divided into two categories, whether they have the cell wall or they do not have the cell wall. If they do not have a cell wall, then they are animals, they are human beings, they are included in the kingdom Animalia. And if they have a cell wall, then they might be phototrophic or they might be heterotrophic. If they are phototrophic, they are included in kingdom Plantae. And if they are heterotrophic, so they belong to kingdom Fungi. So the five kingdoms which we have studied are kingdom Plantae, includes the plants, kingdom Animalia, all the animals and human beings as well. Kingdom Protista, it includes the unicellular eukaryotic organisms like amoeba. Kingdom Monera, it includes the most primitive organisms which are prokaryotes. And kingdom Fungi, which are heterotrophs. They absorb food. So let's wrap up five kingdom system. It was proposed by Robert Whittaker in 1967. However, it was modified by Margulis and Schwartz. And the basis of classification are levels of cellular organization, mode of nutrition, and genetics. Your task is explain the base for establishing the five kingdoms of living organisms, and you will draw the flow chart of the classification of five kingdom systems. Next, we will study the next topic in tomorrow's class. Take care. Allah Hafiz.